Oh, man. Just random live, random live. Waiting on some people to get up in here. Hmm. I got a piece of uh, jelly bean on my lip. Anybody out there? What's going on? Thanks for joining in. Uh, Doing some RC pilot, RC plane talking here. Questions and answers, Q&A, whatever you want to say. Got any questions? Throw them in the chat. Other than that, I am Will. Of course, I am an RC pilot. I don't know who this is in here. Yeah. What's up? Shout out to Esther Edwards. Am I saying it right? Esther Edwards. Please start meowing. No, I'm not gonna do that. What's up, Hamilton? Yeah, man, just chilling out. All right, brother. I understand that. You gotta hit that clock, man. These birds don't pay for themselves. My favorite food. Uh, my favorite food. Jeez. I mean, it would have to be a nice steak, I guess. I don't really do too much of the other stuff. But yeah, what's going on, everybody? Just kind of hanging out here in the hangar. Also, my storage room. Uh, they can see what everybody's up to. All the RC guys out there, RC girls. What everybody got going on. Currently can't fly today. I'm off today, but it's a beautiful day out, but can't fly. Raw garlic and cheese. The cheese is good. I don't know about raw garlic. Um, but cheese is good. I do like cheese. Um, I like garlic on stuff, but not so much raw. But yeah, we are currently under a no fly right now because the vice president is in the neighborhood. She is in the area and the Raleigh Durham area, so in North Carolina. So we cannot fly as of right now until further notice, which I think she's leaving about 7 o'clock or so. So you won't do any flying then unless you got a night radian, which has plenty of lights, or a night timber or something. But I don't have any of those. I'm not going out flying at night. But other than that, Do you know the song The Rizer by Jelly House? No, I do not. I do not know the song The Rizer by Jelly House. I don't know. I might have heard it, but didn't know what I was hearing. I didn't know who I was hearing. But yeah, guys. So yeah, I was saying just trying to check in with everybody, see what everybody's been up to. See who can fly, and if you are flying, what are you flying? What have you been flying lately? It's really good workout music. Yeah, I like workout music. Workout music is it's pretty cool. I like workout music. I usually listen to a lot of workout music while I'm at work. It kind of just helps me push along and get through my day. So I do listen to workout music. But I'll look that up. The RZA by Jelly House. I will look that up. But yeah. So anybody been flying though? Anybody flying anything? I've been thinking about buying an RC plane. Okay. Have you ever flown anything before, or helicopter, little Walmart plane, drone, anything like that? Ah, yeah. There's a couple of good beginners that you can go with. Actually, I got one right over here. That one over there, that white one up there, that's actually a good beginner. The Aero Scout. You can find that on the Horizon Hobby website. That's actually a pretty good beginner. It comes ready to fly. Comes with a transmitter, a battery, and everything. Really friendly. I still would advise getting with somebody that has done some flying or flying at a nearby. Well, you can only fly at a free approved field now because the FAA has already started um, getting into our business, and so we got to fly at a free approved field. And if not, you got to have this remote ID so that you can fly in other places. But yeah, that is a really good, friendly first time flyer. Like I said, it's very, very simple. It has this mode on it called safe that'll keep you from basically from rolling the plane over or getting the nose pointed too high up or diving the nose too far down. Um, it's not going to fly it for you, but it's going to help keep you out of some bad spots. How much should I pay for the first RC, F-15 Eagle or F-22? Um, well, the F-15 you see behind this L-39 here, that's at Motion RC, and the F-22, which is just right above it right there, that's also at Motion RC. But they are typically around about $500, give or take. Um, I'm no sales spokesperson or nothing. I don't do any of that stuff and get involved in that. I just fly for the fun and put it on here for fun, because that's what I like to do. I just like to share what I do with the community and let them see see the flying, man. Get people interested. But yeah, it's usually about $500 for one of those. But you can get, they do have the smaller versions of an F-22. They do have a smaller version of an F-15. They're 64 millimeter fans, so they're pretty small fans. Probably got a 64 millimeter fan laying around here close by. I do not have one close by. But yeah, so they're typically small fans. And this is actually a 70 millimeter fan. So 64 is just slightly smaller than this. But it's still they're still pretty powerful, for their size. They're lightweight. I wouldn't go flying them out in wind, but they're still pretty powerful for their size. You can find the F-15 on Horizon Hobbies website. You can find the F-22 on Motion RC's website. So those two websites would have smaller F-15s and F-22s, which are not that expensive. They usually run about, I think they're running somewhere in the neighborhood about two, maybe $300 or something like that. Like I said, don't quote me on that. You have to look it up, because I don't sell airplanes. I usually just buy airplanes. When I buy them, I don't really look at the price. I just buy them. So yeah, man, no problem, no problem. But guys, it's boring. It's boring, man. I hate the fact that it's such a nice day. The wind is low, and I can't even go out flying. This really sucks. What's up? What's up, Henry? What's going on, man? How you doing? But yeah, it's hopefully gonna be a better week later this week. I know tomorrow's supposed to rain, but I gotta work tomorrow anyway, so I ain't gonna be able to. Well, I could fly after work, but being with the extra sunlight, which I do like that. How you guys enjoying this extra sun in the afternoons? Because this extra sun is really nice. I get off work at 5 o'clock. I could get home about 6. But if I run straight out to the field, I could get there about 5:45 ish. Um, get out there and do some flying. Got to about 7 o'clock, and then of course it starts getting a little too dark for me to see what's going on. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna rain here tomorrow too. AV Geek. It's gonna rain here tomorrow. It's gonna rain here Friday. No, Thursday. Friday's supposed to look good, but it's gonna be really, really windy. And Saturday it's supposed to not rain, but the winds are gonna be kind of up there. The gusts will be up there. Talking about 21-mile-an-hour gusts. But Sunday is supposed to be really nice. So they're building the plane extra light. Extra light is what? Extra light is a beautiful. I'm sorry, my screen is a little on the dark side. But what you building? Oh, the extra light. Oh, okay. You're talking about the sunlight. But what are you building though? What are you building? What kind of plane are you building? Dotson, Donston, Donston Henry. Yeah, man. I'd like to know what kind of plane you're building. GTG, good to go. What we good to go on? Oh, the F-15 and F-22. Did you find them? AV Geek. Nice. Yeah, like I said, those aren't that expensive, but they're fun to fly. I have flown the 64 F-15. Actually, Arrows made a twin 64 F-15, and I flew that one. But that's a little pricey. That goes about 400, I think, for that one. That's just because it's got two 64 millimeters in it instead of just one. So they're gonna get their money for the parts you put in there. Getting into Nitro, building a tower hobby sport. Nice, nice. Yeah, I started getting into Nitro too, and I have a little Nitro trainer that I've been flying. Um, and yeah, so it's fun, man, getting into Nitro and learning the things about it. Doing the get it. You gotta get there. You gotta choke it. You gotta um, put your glow plug on, and then you gotta sit there and well, not the glow plug, but you know what I'm talking about. The little igniter. You gotta put that on there to get the glow plug hot. And you gotta sit there with your starter and spin it up and get it to fire up, and then it's gotta, you gotta go through all the procedure, rev it up, make sure it doesn't choke off. Um, I even didn't know that you should hold the plane vertical at full throttle for a little bit, like have somebody hold it in vertical, and you just go full throttle on it for a little bit, and just to make sure it doesn't choke off when it's going vertical. So yeah, yeah, the tuning is a part of it, and I like it. I actually like it, man. I want another Nitro Bird actually. Um, I've been flying this trainer for a little while. I do have a video of it on here, but then I got off of it for a little bit, and yeah, I need to get back on it and fly that trainer some more. I'm looking at it over here. It's actually sitting right over there. So yeah, I need to get back on that trainer and fly it some more, and then move on to something else. I want to do a low wing balsa. I was looking at the Bonanza that Motion RC sells. We have 5 of us. That flying Nitro formation. Nice. Much longer flight times to get. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Man, I probably flew that little trainer I just showed y'all for. I flew it for 8 minutes, landed, and still had a little over half a tank left. And I wasn't babying it either. I was getting on it a little bit, and because it's just it's a little .46 uh, engine, and man, it flew. I don't say I took it back out for another 5 minutes, came back down, checked it, and it was just a little under a half. Flew it for another 5 minutes, and it wasn't out, but it was low. So yeah, I got about 18 minutes out of that thing. And it was ridiculous. I'm like, man, you could just sit here and just fly, fly, fly with these nitros. Where, you get the gas, not the gas, the battery powered stuff. And granted, there's some of them out there that are super efficient, like the P51 Mustang that Horizon Hobby makes, or that E-Flight makes. That's sold at Horizon Hobby. The P51 Mustang can get 10 minutes on a 22 volt 6S 5000. You can get 10 minutes out of that. I have done it. I flew it for 10 minutes. Of course, I flew it for 5, and I landed. When I checked the battery voltage, wasn't nowhere near. I think it was in the 60% range. I was like, okay, another 5 minutes we go. And then the battery was down to storage. So Gator RC got a low wing trainer. They do. Gator RC. I have to look that up. I don't know too many RC, I guess, sellers. I know Horizon Hobby. I know Motion RC. I know RC Castle, which I'm not paying that shipping for the stuff over there. Of course, FMS, and yeah, and then I mean there's Banana Hobby, of course. Last but definitely not least, Banana Hobby. Um, but yeah, Gator RC. I'll look into that. Nitro Tiger R. 15 minutes on the tank. That's nice. Oh, so the ARF is under 200. What does that come with though? Is that like a ARF plus, or is it just like a No servos, no retracts. What is that? Is that no servo, no retracts, or does it have retracts, or what? I mean, because I know that the one that I'm talking about, the Bonanza, it has it has the gear but no retracts, and it also has no servos. I do like getting stuff with servos in them, at least servos and retracts. But of course, if I have to get servos, then I'll buy servos. I actually got quite a few servos from a few crashes, so they might actually fit. Once you total something, and it is what it is at that point. You just take everything out of it, salvage what's good, put it away, and call it a day. Yeah, but no servos, tricycle gear. Maybe at this long enough. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, if you've been flying long enough, you got extra servos laying around. Extra servos, extra ESCs. Look, hey, look, check it out. I got extra ESCs just laying around here. Just reach in there and just grab a free wing ESC like it's nothing. Even got a hey, hold up. I've been trying to find something to put this in for the longest. I bought this for my Arrows F15, and it's for a twin 64 setup. So it's got two outputs for the EDFs, and I've been trying to find something to put this in for the longest. But you know what I think I'm gonna put it in? I'm gonna put this in the that new Super Tomcat that's out. I'm gonna get the R, and I'm gonna drop this boy in here. Spectrum, uh, Avian, twin output 64. So yeah, I used to have it in my A10 until I almost hit one. I didn't say I almost hit one of the guys with it. I actually kept it from hitting them, but it started stalling. And when I was coming in for the landing, and there was a nice crosswind, and it just pushed it right on over. And I was like, okay, I can't let it hit me. I can't let it hit the cameraman, which was Bobby of RC Plane Reviewer. And so I was like, man, I gotta do something. So, which ESC you talking about, Rich? The twin output? I don't think it was that expensive. I honestly don't remember what I paid for it because I bought that ESC and I put it in that jet, the big one, the big one. Oh, you're talking about the free wing one? No, I think those things are like $100. You talking about this one, right? Hang on, let me pull it back up. Talking about this one? Yeah, it's just the free wing, and I'm sorry it's backwards because the camera doesn't understand. But yeah, that's all that is. I think they're like $100, but I mean, of course, you get some of those dual setup systems, like what you'll find in the MiG over here. They're gonna cost a little more. And I'm actually about to get a hobby wing to go in this thing, which is yeah, LOL. That was a funny video. Bobby froze. He did. He did. He did. He froze. He literally just stayed put. But impressive how he stayed put and he followed the camera. He panned the camera to follow the bird as it was going into that rope. Yeah, that was funny. That was really funny. That was too funny. We're in the North Carolina area in Wake County. So um that's where Raleigh and Durham, the RDU airport. Um yeah, that's where we're at. Um a lot of that's where actually both I and RC Plane Reviewer from the same area. So where am I exactly located? I'll never tell. Where'd you locate it? Like I said, RDU area, Raleigh, Durham, Wake County. So that's where that's where I'm at, North Carolina, and that's why there's a no fly right now because the vice president is here. Yeah, the vice president is in our area, and she will not be leaving until around about 7. So a no fly was issued. It's grounding all unmanned aircraft. So secret bunker. Yeah, yeah, I'm down in the secret bunker. Where is that secret bunker at? I don't know. It's off the coast of Russia somewhere. Come find me. Oh man. But but yeah, no, yeah, I'm just sitting here, man. Like I said, just chilling out, trying to see what everybody's up to. Because like I said, there is a no fly, and I would be out getting a video for you guys, but unfortunately, not today. Which my video content I do need to pick up on. Work has been slowing me down, so you got to pay the bills, right? Can't just ignore them. Do I use the Before You Fly app? I have not used that app because I get the notifications through AMA. So I get notifications through there. Also, our club president will put it out there that, hey, there's a no fly. Don't go flying at the field. I have not used the Before You Fly app. I, you know, did the whole know before you fly, and I did the what is it called? What's the test called? Safe test or whatever that is. I did all of that, but I do not use the Before You Fly app. Do you have an F35B? So let me tell you about the F35. My adventure with the F35. And no, the short answer is no, I don't have one. Um, and I'm tempted to get another one, but I have had two F-35s and one fuselage. And I'll tell you why it happened like that. The reason why it happened like that is because when I started, of course, I started off with that Aero Scout back there. This is what I started with. And after I started with that Aero Scout, and I got to flying it, and I was able to fly it good, and I was doing pretty good on landing. I thought I was doing good on landing. I come to find out I actually still sucked, but I was like, oh, you know, if you look at it, it's got wings, it's got a push prop. A jet should be about the same thing, right? It's being pushed along. It's not being pulled. It's got tricycle gear. Let's just say I thought wrong. I I went and bought an F-35 from Motion RC as my next plane. I set it all up, and I'm using a standard DX, what is it? DX6, yeah, DX6 radio that comes with the Aero Scout. Um, so I'm using that, and I set it up, and I go out, take it for a flight, and let's just say it didn't work out too well. I took off right as it lifted off the ground. It rolled over and crashed, and I was like, "What the heck?" Yeah, I'm like, "What happened?" At this point, I have no clue what I'm doing, and so I went and I get another one. I got a fuselage, and I put the fuselage together because the wings wasn't hurt. Put it all back together, and I put all that back together, and I put it all, programmed it, set everything up, took it back out. I figure, okay, try again. Went to take off, crashed it again. Now this time I did it on hard surface. I figured, well, maybe it's the grass. It wasn't the grass. I took off and crashed it again. After that one, I had to get a whole nother plane, so I bought an ARF, the ARF Plus F35 from Freewing. Put everything in it, put it all together, took it out, and went to take off with it, and it took off, and it flew for a little bit. It got probably about, I'm looking at the ground out here where I'm at. I'm probably about 10 feet off the ground, and then it came right back down to the ground after it rolled over and crashed. And so, yeah, that's what happened. Um, After that, I left the F-35 alone, went back to flying that Aero Scout. I went to a Viper 70, and I kept crashing that thing too. But I found out the reason why I was crashing it after I linked up with John from Two Bros Radio Control. I linked up with him, and this was before Two Bros was even out. So me and John know each other from a decent amount of time ago. I'm not gonna say we know each other for a long time, but a decent amount of time. So he showed me where I was messing up. Every time I pulled in the elevator, I was holding the elevator the entire time through the rotation, creating my own air brake and stalling the plane before it could even climb or begin to fly. And so what I did was, he showed me where I messed up at. Now I know that once the airplane rotates, ease out of the elevator. So yeah, that's what I was doing. I was constantly crashing F-35s at about $239 a pop. So yeah, I crashed two of them at $239 a pop, somewhere in that neighborhood. Well, no, $239 for the ARF, I think it is, and it's $270 something for the full plane, plug and play. And so yeah, I crashed it, and after I crashed it that last time, I took everything out and I threw all the stuff away. I just put it all together and put it in the back of my truck, hauled it all off to the strap heap. That was it. That was the end of it. Didn't even try. That's depressing. Yeah, it is. It is. When you realize you blow that kind of money, but it's even more depressing when you realize that you you overstepped, But the thing about it is that I'm willing to learn from all my mistakes. So I took that and I was like, hey, I overstepped. I shouldn't have went that fast. You want to plan that blow away the jets? Check out the E-Flight V900. Yeah, that thing. I actually seen one of those things fly, man. Yeah, that thing will blow jets away. It's just ridiculous. I've one of the guys that at the field, he had one, and he took that thing vertical, man, and it was like it could have kept going to the moon. It could have kept going to the moon. Those V900s are seriously fast and powerful for their size. The power to weight ratio is ridiculous. But I don't know if I would mess with one of those. One wrong flick of the stick and you hit yourself. Durafly Extra as well, especially on the 60. Durafly Extra. I don't think I know what that is. Is that like an extra like that extra that needs work, or is it? I mean, I got the like I said, I got the E flight. I think that's yeah the E flight stuff, but the stuff off of Horizon Hobby. But I never heard of a Durafly Extra. But I do have that extra on 6S. That's why it's sitting there because I spun the motor mount out of it. Oh no, you know what I know that's good Hobby King that's fast. That actually outran a Viper 90. And you guys could go see that happening on um check out the Fuquay Flyers channel. Alex actually had his what is it called? Reno Racer. Yeah, the Hobby King Reno Racer. And his son was flying the Viper 90. And the Reno Racer gave that Viper 90 a run for his money. It gave that Viper 90 a run for his money, man. I was thinking it was all three of us in the air at one point. So we put that Viper 90 up against a lot of stuff. So yeah, V900 is easy to hand launch, safe mode. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. It's just you better make sure you got your hand on the stick after it's moving because that thing covers a lot of ground. But yeah, so you guys can find it. You'll find me on there a lot too, because that's actually our sister, our group channel, and so it's the Fuquay Flyers. But yeah, we put that Viper 90 up against a lot of stuff. The Viper 90 went up against the first Avanti, the version 1 Avanti. The Viper 90 went up against a Reno Racer. The Viper 90 went up against L39, free wing 80 mil L39. But don't sleep on that jet. That jet is pretty quick for what it is. Um, and then it also went up against my Stinger 90 that I used to have. But yeah, so yeah, that Viper 90 um did some races and it won every last one of them except of the one against the Reno Racer. That Reno Racer got ahead of it for a prop plane. That thing was not playing around. So there are quite a good bit of fast prop planes out there. There's some gases out there that's pretty quick too. Prop planes don't play around. But yeah, I'm a I kind of say I'm a EDF man. I do like prop planes because, like I said, it does give me a break. It's something I can fly and just kind of enjoy and not feel all rushed to get it done. Um, because uh, jets just kind of they make you stay on the stick. They make you have to be Johnny on the spot. You know, you can't just take your eye off of it, look over at your buddy and say, hi. You gotta say hi to them while your eyes are glued like this, looking at the jet. Hey, which jet do you fly with Tayloron setup? The F-22. So, what jet do I fly with Tayloron setup? I would have to say all of them that are fighter jets. So the only ones that don't have Tayloron setup was this L-39 behind me and the Viper 90 over there, and of course the trainer. I can't because it's just got a single piece going around it. But that SU-27 has it. The F-15, the F-22, the F-18. They all have tailoring set up, as well as all my previous ones. Oh, and the MiG 29 definitely has tailoring set up um, on that because I don't know how some people manage to turn that thing without it. It's just it just doesn't. I have it set up where I can actually turn them off in flight, so I can turn them on or turn them off in flight. Even with having safe, they still function like they should, um, whether they're on or off. That everything still functions like it should. Um, and I do have a setup video that I put out on the F-15 about setting up tailerons, but that receiver doesn't have safe, so I wasn't able to go into detail about that. I talked about it, but I wasn't able to go into no detail about it. But I do have it on this SU-27. I do have safe on that. That may be something that I'll go over or whatnot. I do also have it on the MiG, but that's just a lot of planes that just kind of sit on my kitchen table. So yeah, so I'll do the SU-27. Makes it a little bit easier. Um, they're both gonna do about the same thing. Actually, the SU-27, um, you'll be able to see how I set up the flaperons as well, because it doesn't have flaps. So I have the flaperons on there. I have the tailerons on there. I have the air brake still functions. All of that stuff is there, but I have my flaperons. If you ever watch people set up flaperons on their birds that have just flaps, they'll set up the flaperons and they'll both come down, but when they roll the plane, they're moving. I have my flaperons set up to when they go into flaperons, no matter what happens, and I roll that plane is rolling off of the tailerons alone. Those flaperons stay put, so I don't get that what is it is it asymmetric yaw? So I don't adverse yaw asymmetric. I'm thinking about tires, adverse yaw. So I don't end up with that adverse yaw. So I do have that set up like that. That'd be something that you guys be interested in seeing. I will put a video out on that because with the F-15 and with the F-22, they have flaps, so there's no need for any of that. Of course, I could, you know, step the game up and do full span flaps, but I don't want to get into all of that. Maybe with the F-18, I'll do it full span flaps, but not with the F-22 and the F-15. They seem to do pretty good on their own. Um, but yeah, I do have that thing set up really nice. So another thing I got going on with that SU-27 as far as the Tayloron setup and stuff, I have it set where when I hit the flaps switch, so I told you I have Tayloron set up where I could turn it on, turn it off. Okay. So let's say I'm flying and I got the Taylorons turned off. Now I hit the flap switch. You'll figure, well, okay, you need to turn on your Taylorons first, then hit the flap switch because you got your flaps set to lock, your flapperons set to lock. Well, now I have a mix in there that when I hit that flap switch, and it knows the ailerons are turned off. The transmitter knows the ailerons are turned off. It will turn on the ailerons just because I hit the flap switch. So my ailerons will turn on right at the same time. So that way I don't have the mistake of, oh crap, I forgot to turn on ailerons and I can't level the plane. Or the plane just decides to fly where it wants. So I'm able to do that. The ailerons are locked. I'm not ailerons. The flapperons are locked. The ailerons will come on automatically, and I got control and authority over the plane to bring it in for the landing. Or if I'm taking off, same thing. Also, I got the auto air brake. If I feel that I do need an air brake, then I'll already have that in position before I start setting up the land. It'll be in position. That way, when I go for the full flaps, the air brake will automatically deploy, and the plane will come in nice and smooth. Still working on landing that thing because I got a different battery position in it, so it doesn't have the factory battery position. The battery is actually pushed back. Normally, where the receiver would sit on that bird, that's where the battery is sitting. So, but yeah, I'll get you guys a video on that. Might actually look into doing that later. Just put that information out there because knowledge is meant to be passed on, not to be held. You're not supposed to just hold knowledge and not pass it on to anybody. So so yeah, I probably will work on that. Putting a video together for the SU-27, a setup video on that, so you guys can see how I got that set up. And now that I'm able to get my screen recorder on my transmitter to work, I can actually show you what's going on the transmitter. So I've been having trouble with getting that screen recorder to work, and I tried doing a setup video. I think I was showing something on this L39 one time, and it just did not work out. Trying to shoot the camera at the transmitter, and it was like, nope, I can't see it. Which I don't have any expensive cameras, guys. Um, I use my Galaxy to shoot my videos. I do use it in pro mode, so I get it at full HD, 60 frames per second, or 120 frames per second. If I plan on keeping it close, I'll shoot it at 120 frames per second because it is a phone. It doesn't get much zoom at 120 frames per second. At 60 frames per second, and I put it in pro mode, and I could get a good zoom on there. So try to keep the picture nice and clean. Anyone at your field flying radio master? Yes, yes, there are people at my field flying radio master. Um, I don't I actually looked into it myself. Um, Flying radio master because I got that IX-12, and I think it's trying to give up on me because I do get some low signal calls. But I think what I'm going to do with that is I'm just going to go with Crossfire. I'm not going to buy another transmitter. I like the transmitter. The transmitter works perfectly fine. I'm just going to go Crossfire and get that nice long distance, that really strong signal. What's up, Mountain RC? Shout out to Mountain RC in the house. Man, you put out some really good stuff, man. I be scrolling through, seeing your shorts, and I'm just like, oh, that's neat. Like, it's just a lot of good stuff be rolling through there. Will it take ELRS? I don't know what ELRS is. You got me on that one, Henry. Yeah, man. Yeah, no problem, Mountain. I'm just in here talking about some RC plane stuff. Uh, talking about Radio Master at the moment, and me planning to go with Crossfire on my IX12 instead of getting spending $1,000 for an IX14. I really don't need the extra channels. I'm not knocking the IX14, but I think if I'm gonna spend $1,000, I might as well go ahead and shoot the extra couple of hundred to it and get the darn IX20. What is it, 20? I mean, oh, long range protocol. I guess that's what it's got because from my understanding with Crossfire, you could get like 6 miles. I think it is. From what I've been reading, you could get like 6 miles on that thing. Oh, and oh, you asking me, will it take ELRS? Um, it's designed to plug into it. There's a port in the back of the transmitter that's designed for Crossfire. So Spectrum already has that built in, so that you can put the Crossfire transponder or whatnot, and you just plug it right in. And there's a little mount you put on the back of your transmitter, and it mounts up nice and clean. Might put a little bit more weight in your hands, of course, but yeah, I'll take a little bit more weight for some definite range and definite signal. That's a bad feeling to lose your plane to a signal loss. I've done it. I lost my Avanti V1 to a signal loss. Got too far away from me, and next thing you know, which shouldn't have been too far away, but it got too far away from me, and next thing you know, it was like, well, it just fell out of the sky, right into the trees where the coyotes are. And I'm not going back there to get it. I don't care how many bullets I carry with me and how many guns. I don't want that fight for a phone plane. That's $300. I can make that $300 up. I waste more ammunition, more money in ammunition than probably have fun, but waste more money in ammunition. But yeah, man, it's been looking to ELRS. They recently flew 100 kilometers with you. Wow. 100 kilometers. Dude, that's sick. That's sick, dude. That's 100 kilometers. That's what? It's like 40 miles, isn't it? Jeez. Because let me see, what? 120 kilometers is 60 miles. So, yeah, that's about 40 miles or something like that. Something in that neighborhood. Somebody on here knows the math, do the math. Videos on YouTube. Okay, I'll look that up. Because 24 miles. Nice. Thanks, Mountain. But 24 miles is still a long way for an RC receiver. For the RC signal, man. That is super long. And they probably could have went further than that. They just didn't want to push the limit. But they probably could have went further than that. Yeah, I know, right? Have my own drone delivery going on. Hey, get me one of those what is it EC CE 1500 CE 1500s, and just put the groceries and stuff in the back and fly it out there on some goggles and drop groceries for people. Do cargo drops. Wow, that's amazing. So they pass off the radio. That's that's sick. Oh shoot, my bad guys. I'm knocking stuff over. That's sick. Turned the radio off and passed it over. That's gotta be crazy, man. That's gotta be crazy. Hey, look here. I wanna laugh at something. I let my kids and wife played in my hair and they sprayed some dye in my hair. Said it was purple. And I was like, okay, yeah, go ahead. Pink. Like, what in the world, man? The kids are out on spring break, and some man's just crazy the things that happen. I guess that's dad life. I'm just not letting them put makeup on me while I'm asleep, though. As soon as I feel something touch my face, I'm waking up. And guys, I've been rolling on here for now for about 56 minutes. Nice, nice. Um, so yeah, right now, is there any questions anybody might have about any ESC programming or um, stuff like that? I do want to talk about um, 9 blade versus 12 blades. Eventually, one of these days, I'm gonna talk about that because I've been doing some research on them, and I've been finding out that running 12 blades on the some of the stuff I've been running them on is not good. It's actually not good. Should be using a 9 blade. Did you work out? Did you work out your revolve power system? So I did get that squared away, but I gave the Rafale away to a friend of mine. Actually, I gave it to Alex, um, because I knew he liked that plane. And at one point, I was gonna quit the hobby. I was having a lot of stuff going on in the family and stuff, and it just kind of took a toll on me. And I just kind of was like, yeah, I'm done. But I did get that squared away. I ended up putting um, I still got the free wing 80 millimeter fan in there with the free wing 80 millimeter fan in there with the free wing 90 millimeter motor is still in there, and so yeah, it's throwing out some juice. Um, what it does is that bigger motor has more torque, so it doesn't die out. It doesn't get tired, but it will suck down some power though. So that's something to be cautious of. How much power it's going to suck down. I'm sorry, no, it's a free wing 80 millimeter motor that I have in there now, but it's a higher kV. I correct myself. It's a free wing 80 millimeter motor with a free wing 80 millimeter fan that has a higher kV. So it's the Avanti motor with the Avanti fan in there, but it's a 12 blade fan. I want to try it with a 9 blade fan, but I doubt if Alex gonna let me get a hold of that thing again because he knows if I hold on to it, it ain't coming back. So I don't know if you on here or not, Alex, but yeah, if that fan gets I'll get a hold of that bird again. You might not get it back. Oh man. Please share that research about the blades. I've been experimenting. Yeah, I will. I will. I definitely will. Um, I'm gonna. what's going to confirm it for me is that F15 back there. Because I've been flying that F15 on a 12 blade fan. And I actually I flew it on a 9 blade fan once. And when I flew it on the 9 blade fan, because I bought the plane brand new. When I bought it brand new, I bought a 12 blade fan to go with it. Immediately snatched the 9 blade fan out, put the 12 blade fan in, and I've been flying it, flying it, flying it. And then I get a message from Airborne Jetworks, and he hits me up and he's like, "Hey, I've been working on some thrust nozzles for that plane because I got some thrust nozzles for him for the Rafale. Well, I got the plan from him for the Rafale. And you got to 3D print it, and so he was like, "Hey, I got this layout for the F-15. I want you to try it out." Okay, so I tried it out, but I tried it out with a 9 blade fan, and it blew me away. And I was like, "What in the world? This thing is zipping," you know. Um, that video is on my channel as well. But then I turned around, I put my 12 blade fan back in, and it was like, okay, let's put the 12 blade fan back in. And I wasn't impressed. Seemed like the plane was struggling, like it didn't make enough power. The flight time seemed like it got cut down. And so now I have this plane back because I crashed it. Um, I crashed it going inverted. I went to go inverted while banking into a turn, and I couldn't understand the orientation. I couldn't put the orientation on the transmitter, if that makes sense. So the plane got to where it needed to be. I rolled it over, but after rolling it over, switching everything up on the transmitter, I was able to change from pulling back on the stick to pushing on the stick, but I wasn't able to change how I was handling the aileron, and that caused me some trouble. And the plane started going where I didn't want it to go, which was down. And when I realized it was going down, I tried to roll it back over to correct things, but there wasn't enough altitude left. Wasn't enough altitude, so it ended up hitting the ground and it hurt the fuselage. So I put a new fuselage on it, and I put the wings and everything on the new fuselage. I can't put a new fuselage on the wings. I put the wings back on the fuselage, and I got it all together now, and I'm gonna take that up with the 9 blade fan that I have in there. Also, it's an aluminum free wing housing, so it's not gonna have any of that deflection going on or none of that give like the plastic does. So yeah, so I'm gonna put that all together. Well, I got it all together, but today would have been a perfect day to maiden it, but not now. I can't do it now. Not with what's her name in town? Um, I don't even know this lady's name. I don't keep up with her like that. But yeah. But I will let you know, and I will put that information out to let you know. That's gonna confirm it for me. Another jet that's gonna confirm it. It's gonna be that MiG 29 because I have 12 blades in that, and it originally come with 9 blades. Again, I pulled them out right away and threw 12 blades in it. But the only downside about that is I don't know where I found one of my 9 blade fans. I can't find my other one. So I'm gonna just buy 2 so that I know the pair is correct and they're both fresh, because I don't want to put one new blade in with one old blade and then I end up with something funky happening. Don't want that. The motor was screaming on the 12 blade, correct? Yeah, the motor was really turning on the 12 blade. It sounded good. It sounded good, but it wasn't moving like it was sounding. So Um, Another thing that gets me is the F-22. Now, this is a jet that I bought. I bought that F-22 right out the box. Didn't change nothing. 9 blade fans in that jet. It's always been in that jet. And that jet outran another guy at the field. It outran his jet, which was a F-22 on 8S, but using a 12 blade Dr. Mad thrust setup. And it walked the dog on him. Like it was nothing to it. And I was amazed. I was like, man, that was actually while it was in Jeff's possession. Because before Jeff ended up with it from RC Plane Reviewer, before he ended up with it, I flew it and they clocked the speed on it. And it clocked in at 160 miles an hour. I think it was 160, 150 miles an hour. You can ask that on their channel when they come out Tuesday night or Thursday night, but clocked in at that speed. And so yeah, I when I realized what I had, I was like, oh crap. So then he got it, and then TJ challenged him, which is the other guy at the field, challenged him to a race and whatnot, and TJ came through there and he zipped through, and when they got lined up and they took off, that 6S just walked away from that 8S like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. And it still had plenty of power left to keep going. So I think that's going to be the thing there. Now, as far as the new free wing stuff, the new free wing 12 blade fans, I don't know. Those actually might be pretty quick. Because the Avanti V2 is that thing's hauling. That thing is hauling. So I don't know. That might be something that needs to be experimented as well. Maybe the way they built the casing for the EDF is better, and they put the 12 blade with it, and it works better with the 12 blade, so you could get that nice good sound, but also have the speed to match it. Maybe if you throw a 9 blade on that housing, who knows? It'd probably go even faster. There's no telling. Because, 9 blades are pretty efficient. They are pretty efficient. They don't waste any energy. But, guys, I'm going to go ahead and run it on up out of here. Like I said, I'm going to probably get on there and get you guys a setup video on that SC27. So we could talk about flaperons locking. We could talk about auto tailerons when you throw the flaps on, the auto air brake setup. We could talk about all of that stuff on that video, and go over that stuff and actually give it to you on the transmitter. Yeah, man. Yeah, I hung in. Yeah, I'm definitely not letting it go, Mountain. I'm not letting it go, man. Like, you keep doing what you're doing, man. I like your videos, man. I really like your videos. Every time I see you pull up, I'm like, I even jump over because I'm subscribed to you. So I even jump over and be like, let's see what he's up to. Dude, you be zooming some stuff through there. The last one you just did, that sucker was rolling. I was like, what in the world? The camera didn't even keep up with it. Oh, man. But yeah, I'll keep them pumping out, and I'm not going to give up on the hobby. We got to get people into this hobby, guys. That's what, we don't want this hobby to die. It's a fun hobby. Get some of these phones and stuff out of these kids' hands and put a transmitter in them, That way they at least be outside, and get to enjoy the fresh air instead of staying stuck inside the house all the time. More people stay inside their house than anything nowadays. And I get it. Yeah, it could be a little problem here and there. You don't want to run into no trouble. You don't want trouble to come find you, so you stay in the house. But hey, you ain't find no trouble at the RC field. No trouble at all at the RC field. Just the only trouble happens at the RC field is if somebody crash, which we all eventually do. So that's the most trouble you'll find. But you still don't end up in any trouble because guess what? You had an RC field. Nobody got hurt. But yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Henry, big shout out to you. Shout out to you too, Mountain RC. And yeah, guys, I really, really appreciate y'all being here. So um, next time I'm in here, uh, swing through and we'll talk some more. All right, guys. RC Pilot Will out.